Have you been told that your little one has regressed in their gross motor skills and you're wondering what happened? They were doing really well several months ago. Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favourite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to share with you the difference between regression and lack of progression in terms of a child's gross motor skill development. So here at My Favourite Physio, we see lots of little ones to help them with their gross motor skills. The common concern is that that little one is delayed in their gross motor skills. They're not achieving their gross motor milestones. So they're not sitting, they're not rolling, they're not crawling, they're not pulling to stand or walking as expected for their chronological age. We would carry out a full assessment to determine if a child was delayed or not in their gross motor skills. An assessment tool that we use is the Alberta Infant Motor Scale, which is this assessment. It has pictures that shows what a child should be doing, and we would tick it off as did a child do it, or if a child doesn't achieve these movement patterns, then they don't get a point. We add up the points and ticks that they get, and then we chart it on a normative curve chart. This assessment's been done on so many children. We have percentile rank curves that tells us if your child is performing at a 5th centile, 10th centile, 25th centile, 50th centile, 75th centile, or 90th centile compared to the population for their age group. So that's where we determine if a child is delayed or not. And we use it over time to chart their progression or lack of progression over time. So just going to quickly explain to you what regression means and what lack of progression means. A child may look like they've gone worse on the chart, but in reality, it's not that they regress, they may have lacked progression. So to make that a little bit clearer for you, I've drawn on this chart different colors. So you'll see the bottom curve is the 5th centile curve. So if your child scored on the assessment a point score that is below that red curve, then your child is actually delayed because they're not expected to be achieving walking by 18 months old. So anywhere below that curve is considered delayed. And then we'll have your 10th centile curve below, just above that 5th centile. So we have 5, 10, 25, 50th, 75, and then 90th percentile curve, which I've put in different colors. To take a case in point, if a child achieves 20 points based on the assessment at 6 months old, they sit right there, just below the 10th centile curve. Now, fast forward 6 months, they're now 9 months old. If they regress, they would have lost skills. Then say they drop to 10 points. You can see that curve dropping. They have regressed. Now, however, if they've not been doing their exercise or they stop therapy for whatever reasons, they don't progress in their skills. You'll see 3 months later, they still got 20 points, but that line is straight. Yet the end point for both of that scenario is you end up below the 5th centile. So from the 10th centile, you're now below the 5th centile. So for a parent, it might be, regression happened. My child dropped below the centiles that they were initially at. But that's not really regression. They didn't lose skills. They just didn't gain new skills. And the reason for that could be multiple. It could simply be that they stopped therapy, or that, they've been busy for life events that happen within a family. They've not had time to do exercises at home. So a child does not progress in their gross motor skills. And so they look worse now than 3 months ago. But there's a big difference. So if you're concerned about your child because you suddenly think 10 centile to 5 centile regression happened, have a look at the journey and then you may get a clearer picture. So if you're concerned about your child, you're thinking maybe they've regressed, when in reality it's more an issue of not progressing, you should speak to an expert pediatric physiotherapist. And if you would like to speak to one of our expert pediatric physiotherapists here at My Favourite Physio, the number to ring is 02-9790-4233. We would love to have a chat with you and help you out so that we can help your little one move better. If you know somebody out there who's just been really stressed because they've been told their child regressed, when in reality, perhaps for different circumstances, their child lacked progression, instead of letting them sit there worried to death every day, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye.